Guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Playing an EIK WM France deck G456 game with Wolfie, Touldin, and Alexandria. Looking at my first pile, I think the pick is probably Coal Investor. It's kind of a meh pile. Miller's okay. Master Cook can work well with some strategies. Peon can work well with some strategies, but nothing super solid. So just take Coal Investor. It's a very solid action. 4 wood, 4 clay is pretty much always a good action. So, all right, next up, couple ways we could go here. Could take Hill Bandit. We could take Botanist. Probably not taking Cowboy and Mother here. I think these other two cards are good enough that I'd rather have one of those two, but Cowboy and Mother is always a card to keep in mind. I think I'll do Botanist here. I think Botanist plus, like if I Botanist the Stone in say round 8, and then Coal Investor get 4 clay, 4 wood round 9, I could build the clay oven. That'd be a solid way to feed in round 9. Something along those lines. I think Botanist looks good here. Well, South Pole Explorer looks pretty good for the Cowboy and Mother. Although not too much we can do about that. I could take Naturalist here. I haven't seen any support really for Naturalist. So I think probably what I should take is Sugar Daddy. I think that's probably the pick. Not too excited about any of these. So Sugar Daddy. We might get, we might open some Stonehouse card. That makes us want to play Sugar Daddy. Oh, wow. Okay, this is the best pack by quite a bit. There's my gluten-free baker. I think it's pretty strong. Probably the pick is Barrel Maker. That card is really good. And especially with Coal Investor, like I can build rooms pretty aggressively, and the Coal Investor helps me hit the 7 wood mark. Like getting 1 wood, 2 food per harvest, that's good. That's a good effect. The other thing we could do is Mare Candidate, build the well or Stone Oven or something, but Barrel Maker is really strong, so take that here. Haven't tried building the joinery with Barrel Maker yet. Got a new Ethernet cable. I did, yes. Yeah, that pack was pretty. That pack had a couple pretty good cards in it. So that was probably a pretty strong pack. Yeah, it arrived on Monday, so I've done a couple stream SIDs. So if you haven't checked those out, somehow every game of yours recently has Wolfie in it. Yeah, you know what? Because we're playing at the same times. Obviously, that's the biggest factor, right? Is I'm playing at pretty much the same time every day. Today's game's a little later, but yeah, I've pretty much been playing at the same time as Wolfie, so that happens a lot on this site, especially because there are not that many players in the community. Some people you just play with every day. Like I played how many hundreds of games with Dave. Too bad that guy's not around anymore. He got frustrated. He said he had to wait like 7 hours one day for a game. And then he was kind of like, okay, I'm spending too much time on this site. I gotta stop. Yeah. Yeah. Hunter like won that was it the France deck tournament and then pieced out? Won the France Deck tournament, then pretty much didn't play after that. Um, what am I taking here? Stroller or Peon, probably. Peon seems a little worse with Botanist and Sugar Daddy. But I did say maybe I'll build an oven. Stroller is pretty weak. Although it can get me wood and reed early, which I will want. Wood especially for my barrel maker. Yeah, Sabosh I haven't seen in ages, yeah. Um yeah. Peon with Sugar Daddy and Botanist doesn't seem that good. Yeah, none of these cards are particularly exciting. Um, what am I more likely to want to do? Get resources throughout the game, or I guess the question is, will I even play Stroller? Because I would have to play Stroller and Coal Investor and Barrel Maker in Stage 1. Will I want to do that? Maybe. I mean, considering the fact that I don't want to build a room before the round 4, Stroller seems more playable. Cowboy and Mother came back. Also, Minimalist came back. Maybe I should have taken Martial Artist and tried to feed with Martial Artist. I don't think I want to play Cowboy and Mother. I don't think I have the support for it. I think I'll take Meticulous Man here. Hey, Maruska, thank you. Wow, South Pole Explorer came all the way back. I could have done like a Cowboy and Mother South Pole Explorer game, which would have been pretty interesting. Well, I don't think I'm likely to play it, but I'll take it here, and then maybe my miners will push me in that direction. Well, here's Reed Pond. Reed Pond plus Coal Investor. Maybe I can try to do a bunch of wood rooms. Evening Prayer is a solid card. Probably I should take Evening Prayer here. It plays Coal Investor and Barrel Maker together, which are the two miners I want to play in Stage 1. If I don't play any of the rest of my cards, if those are the only two cards I play, I think my game will probably be fine. I could play Botanist, and if I get a couple fields early, I do use them okay. But yeah, I think I take Evening Prayer here. Um, I like Muddyland quite a bit, although it goes down in value with Evening Prayer. Because, of course, I want to plow 2 fields before I can get 2 occupations out. Yeah, I guess we probably take... Do I take Lorelei here? Do I have the Stage 1 that can support Lorelei? Or else if I could take something like Storybook. Storybooks is a nice simple card. It says build a cooking hearth. I kind of am interested in doing a baking strategy, and Lorelei would support with Evening Prayer. Yeah, we'll try Lorelei here. Cool. There's Fruit Tart. That seems solid. Candy Room plus Sugar Daddy is sort of a thing, but I think I'm shaping up for a pretty big game here. I'm going to make chat bigger so you guys can see the great discussion going on about Meticulous Men. Um, Question here for me is it fruit tart or turn rest plow? Actually, lumber is probably pretty playable. Considering I have barrel maker here, lumber might actually be an okay option. Is it better than fruit tart and turn rest? Probably not. But if I'm gonna get a bake action, using it on the take one grain or take one vegetable seems okay. Fruit tart plus Lorelei seems like it would make my botanist basically irrelevant, which is probably fine. Yeah, fruit tart seems solid here. Yeah, I think this is looking like a game where I play two occupations and nothing else. That's just the way I'm kind of looking at it right now. Like I play coal investor, I play barrel maker, and then my wood actions will be just so much better value than any other thing I could do. Candy Room and Sugar Daddy has some value. Yeah. I can maybe play botanist. The thing is, if I can get Lorelei out at a good time, and if I get Lorelei out and I get a couple grain out of it, and then I play fruit tart, it seems like botanist will be kind of redundant at that case. In that case, 21.2k food. Um, so I like watching. I've talked about this guy a bunch of times. I like watching Baba Yetu, Civ 5 streamer, and you can redeem. You can build wonders. You get production, and you can build wonders. And if you spend, it's something like 200k production. You can get become a VIP. And I don't know if the VIP actually does anything, but it's just like you get a VIP tag. Clay roof seems really good here. Clay roof seems really good here. Yeah, with coal investor. Yeah, clay roof looks really good. I could also do something with cornucopia, but I think we're taking clay roof here. Had this very tricky game recently. I was doing pasture lover plus clay roof. Went into early eremite. Had the option to do botanist and pumpkin trellis. I couldn't figure out how to get the correct fence tempo. Thinking about botanist to do my fencing. Fence 9 doesn't fence 3 pastures for the pasture lover. It's really hard for me to think kind of abstractly about it. Yeah, pasture lover plus clay roof seems. I mean, so your goal with pasture lover plus clay roof is to make your wood rooms at 2 wood 2 clay each, right? That seems reasonable. So you get a 4 clay grab, you get a 4 wood grab, that's 2 rooms. You play coal investor, that's 2 rooms right there. So then the question is, how do you get your fencing done? Yeah. Yeah, that seems nice. I think the power of pumpkin trellis though is just how efficient it makes your game. So I think if you kind of force out pumpkin trellis, that offsets some of its value a little. Now, of course, it does save you so many actions. It's obviously a great card. I guess, I don't know, do I take star classification meal? I really don't think I'm playing a Stonehouse game, even with Sugar Daddy and potentially Candy Room coming back. Just not interested in doing that. It's not going to be stronger than playing a nerd game. So yeah, I don't really like more moldboard plow with evening prayer. It's not really worth anything. Consolation prize is nothing. For breeding, I guess, is the option. I don't like country silo. I think the wood cost is quite expensive considering it doesn't have a point. Yeah, and if pumpkin could have fenced 10, I would have. Well, I mean, it can fence 10, you just need to pay for an extra wood, right? Isn't that like pumpkin trellis lets you build as many fences as you want. It's just that a certain number of them are free. Found a situation where first action plow is superior to plow sow. Because then the person after takes plow sow. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, pumpkin trellis you can do as much fencing as you want. Yeah. Oh, you did misread. Oh, that feels bad. Feels bad. Storybooks. I like storybooks. I don't know if I want to build a cooking hearth, but yeah, storybooks. And full bottom wig. Yeah. Yeah, this looks like a game where I reno late, so full bottom wig could be quite useful. Just pay. You're like, can I if I could have instead, it's like, oh, did you only have 9 wood or whatever? Oh yeah, you just got to pay 1 extra wood. Yeah, pumpkin trellis is even better than you thought it was, Sid. It's a good card and it's even better. All right. So, reedstone food is fine. Well, reedstone food is good. We like 3 wood. We like reedstone food. We like 3 wood. Those are the 2 actions we want. Anything else is kind of meh. 2 reed is okay, but I want to play Lorelei. And I have clay roof, so I'd rather take 4 clay than 2 reed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just a build fences action. There you go. Damn it, Sid. Alright, so we're just waiting on Alexandria to make her final pick. And do we know who is going first yet? How do we see? Can we look at the game log? Or the was it the play-by-play? Touldin is going first. So that means we're going second. So yeah, we're guaranteed to get reedstone food or 3 wood. If Touldin gives us a choice, what do we take? I don't know. Whoa! Touldin just first action took 3 wood. Yeah, let's play reedstone food. Something good is happening if someone gets first action 3 wood. Yes, exactly. Wolfie's I agree with Wolfie. First action 3 wood. Yes. So I wonder if I got past Barrel Maker because Touldin had something that he wanted to spend all his early wood on. And that's why we got Barrel Maker here. Alexandria plays a Boston. So she's going to want to plow. Unfortunately, she's not going to. Fish trap in a situation like this? Maybe. Yeah, plow twice and then play Lorelei. I mean, going for... Oh, man. And Wolfie plays School Lunch Lady. Okay. It's going to be difficult to get an oven. Ooh, Touldin just start playered upholstery. Well, I will definitely plow, because I think playing an occupation is a better action than 2 wood, but... Or 2 clay. But, sorry. No, that's mean of me to do. I wonder if Touldin has something like Wealthy Man. He says, "Don't worry, I'm not a fan of star player." Is he guaranteeing himself 2 read? So is this like a rent keeper? He's pushing out rent keeper round 3, looks like. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. Touldin's got some kind of reason to build a room super early. Taking Reedstone food for the second time. It is making my barrel maker a little more difficult to hit. Yeah, I would really like to hit it in stage 1. But it's probably going to be difficult. We'll see. I mean, the rest of my actions can be taking wood. Like, I have 3 actions I can dedicate to taking wood. So if it's 3 wood twice and 2 wood once, that's 8. That's enough. Although I think we can reasonably expect that Touldin will probably take wood with his second action here, since he's going to play Rent Keeper and build in round 3. Alexandria plays Moldboard Plow on start player with their first move. Yeah, that's probably not good. First action reads Stone Food to be slightly inefficient. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that actually. So this is why you don't first action play a plow in round 2, because sometimes someone just wants to plow a field, and you pretty much don't ever want a first action plow. So the thing is, Alexandria just made her moves a lot worse. Like, she could have first action done a better move like occupation, and then second action played the plow. And here's the Rent Keeper, as expected. No surprise there. So yeah, next round is Touldin taking wood and then building a room. Muddyland has a 2 occupation prereq. Yeah, she needs a second oc. Alexandria is going to play Seal Trainer. Oh, that's fun. Seal Trainer plus Bossin. Okay. So now I just need to get Lorelei in play. And she can feed me some grain, which I can use to compete for her occupation, or for her ovens. Actually, what ways of using grain did I pass? Any? Did I pass any? I didn't pass any oven upgrades. I didn't pass... No, I really did not. Wolfie and Alexandria might have taken them all pretty early. That's possible. Because Wolfie with School Lunch Lady wants ways to use grain early. Okay, now we take wood. What I would like is for nobody to take 2 wood, which actually is somewhat likely. Alexandria might take 3 food fishing here. Actually, that looks like a really good action for her. She should probably do that. Then Wolfie could take the clay, could take the wood, might take the clay, might play an occupation. And then I can start player into 4 wood, and then there's my 7 wood for my barrel maker. So I certainly like what Alexandria has done here. The problem is, this is taking her away from building a room. And that is sometimes not worth it. Wolfie plays Hill Bandit. So yeah, Wolfie, Alexandria both will want to build ovens. Do you put all the food on here for Seal Trainer? Yeah, all the food. Beautiful start. Yes, this is a beautiful start. This has actually gone extremely well. So play 2 food, play Coal Investor, and play Barrel Maker. Yeah, just my actions have been very good. My action quality has been extremely high. So Coal Investor gets me 4 wood, 4 clay in round 9. Barrel Maker, I'll put up on the screen, gets me 2 food and a wood each harvest. And there we go, 4 wood. And this is pretty exceptional. And I have time to go back now and take 6 clay, or to take reedstone food, or whatever. Yeah. The one downside of evening prayer is your first occupation is no longer free. That's the one downside I find with it, but usually you're gaining so much from the 2 early plows. Like, yeah, it's quite a good card. And like, you look at it here and it lets me get like a 4 wood action, which is pretty good. I wonder if Alexandria takes 4 food traveling players here because she doesn't want to take the food off of her Seal Trainer. I could see that being the case. Yeah. Well, she's got 2 bonus points already, so that's something. Pay a food to get 2 bonus points. You just had to do 2 somewhat inefficient actions. Although in stage 1 they're not inefficient in stage 1, just they can be. So I expect Touldin needs food actually. Touldin needs to pick up 2 food, or at least 1 food, sorry. Right? Yeah, Touldin needs 1 food. So where's Touldin getting 1 food from? Could take the 6 clay here, but then he's going to end up having to day labor with his second move, which seems bad. Oh, he's going to play Occupation Old Miser. Yeah, I've never seen anyone other than me play it. I think it can be really nice. 3 wood is good here, but also 6 clay is just ridiculously good, so plus FF wood, feed 4. Don't think I'm wise now. I just didn't like day labor. Yeah. Yeah. Certainly, the rent keeper food is going a pretty long way with Old Miser as well. He says he didn't want to do day labor. And six clay is beautiful, yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. And building lots of rooms. Yep. Growing as early as you can. Yeah, because the thing about Old Miser, getting your family growth even without room in round 13 or 14 is nowhere near as good. But getting your fifth family member in round 12, say, or round 11, you know, you're having to pay them a couple less food so they have more actions to do stuff that's going to get you points. I would have liked to have seen Alexandria start player there. She took 3 wood. I think she... Actually, no. You know what? Touldin has an action. I forgot. I thought Wolfie was the only person left with an action. I think I get the first fireplace. Wolfie wants the free clay for a clay oven. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Or Wolfie builds the clay oven here. Now he's going to start player Clockwork Man. Unfortunately, does not get him a school lunch lady proc. He's just eating a raw grain. Yeah, he's just eating a raw grain, it looks like. Oh, there's family growth. And Wolfie takes 3 wood. Yeah, build. Okay. That makes more sense. All right, so we should be setting up for a double build. Double build round 7, ideally. So Alexandria needs 2 actions to get to... She can't get enough read here. If we can delay building until round 7, then we could grow round 7, round 8. Yeah. Unfortunately, Touldin has a lot of resources already. Touldin is just 1 4-wood action away in round 6, or 2 wood actions from building a room. So, yeah. Touldin plays Stone Weir. Alex's Seal Trainer put a lot of food pressure in the game. Yeah, you're right about that. You're absolutely right. I think I just build the fireplace. Yeah, Alex's game is getting really hurt. 5 clay is really nice. Reedstone food, 3 wood. But I think building the first fireplace in a game where there is a lot of food pressure seems to make sense. I could build the cooking hearth because of storybooks, but probably I'll have time to upgrade before I want to actually eat the cattle I get from storybooks. Mostly what I'll be eating for now is the 3 sheep that's sitting there. So maybe start player clay roof next. Yes, yeah, that looks like a good move. Thing is, I also want to keep an eye on who else is building clay stuff. Who else is building ways to eat animals. That's something I have to be careful of. Brushwood collector. Yeah, so Touldin's one big wood action away from building another room. So if I start player, I can get 4 wood, but then I probably am forced to take the 4 sheep. Yeah, the thing is, if I start player 4 wood, then I'll probably have to choose between 4 sheep and build a room, which I don't want to do. So I'm just going to take the 3 sheep here. I can always build more rooms with clay roof later. I mean, if I could build them now, then I can use the read for storybooks on family growth, which I would like to do. Wolfie says that it's unfortunate for me. Brushwood collector? Maybe. That might be. We will see. Alexandria plays mayor candidate. Okay. Two wood, 2 stone is a nice action. Costs her 2 food though. Probably Alexandria is planning to take clay and then build the stone oven. Seems like that's probably the play. Oh no! Oh no! Boarding school. Okay, so Wolfie's gonna grow twice in a row. Nice. Yeah, boarding school, really nice. So we're in a tough spot because if I don't build this round, if I don't build this round with my second action, then Touldin might just go crazy. Take 3 wood here. It's going to be hard for me to hit Barrel Maker. Unless my second action next round is wood as well. Because, yeah, I need to build a room with my second action. If I don't build with my second action, then in round 7, Wolfie family grows, and then Touldin builds a room, setting himself up to grow again in round 8. So that means I need to build here before Touldin can build, because then if Touldin start players, I can build. I can stable block, and then if he builds a room, I can start player in response. Alexandria plays contractor. Yeah, she really needs to get that. I guess this saves her a read. And it also saves her the clay on stone oven. Oh, man. Oh, man. Bookshelf here. Wolfie's in. Another good start. Man, maybe it's just that Wolfie really values the cards that give you a good start really highly. But I'm always just like, man, I'm getting killed by Wolfie's start here. I always have that thought. Bookshelf and boarding school, yeah. And Bookshelf has a 3-oct prereq, but Clockwork Man fulfills it. It doesn't trigger School Lunch Lady, but it does count as an occupation for prerequisites. No, it's okay, Midilal, because he played Clockwork Man. Alex must have picked something nice for her first pick. Wasn't her first pick Boston? Or do you think, are you talking about minors? She took a nice 4 occupation minor. Like she's going to play Animal Trap here, or Animal Pen here or something. You know what I haven't seen in ages? Animal Pen. I haven't seen Animal Pen in so long. Bookshelf is a great... Yeah, Bookshelf is great, yeah. I'd like to see Alexandria play something like... play something like... Sleeping Corner. Like, imagine if she... Sleeping Corner. The problem is it's not... She doesn't quite have enough resources. She just needs a little more building resources. Best miner by power right now. Yeah, because everybody's occupations are so good. Yeah, exactly. Like with Bookshelf, you almost... Like, our occs are always so good, you almost always have 5 occupations you want to play. So Bookshelf triggering 3 times is awesome. I really hope touldin does not have like keys or something, because touldin could start player keys here. That would be bad for me. I would like for touldin to take 6 clay, and then I get to take 3 wood. No, touldin's going to build a room. Okay, that's fine. I'll start player here. And I will play Clay Roof, or I will play Lorelei. Lorelei. Lorelei... I guess they're pretty equivalent. There's not much of a difference between them. Except that Lorelei can trigger this round. There's no way I build a room this round, because my first action round 8 is Family Growth, so I'll just play Clay Roof next round. So they're really equivalent. They're the same, except that Lorelei could trigger here. Yeah, I forgot that I'm gonna build. I'm not getting on build a room, so Clay Roof's not relevant. Oh, I should show working gloves. And then here's my Lorelei. Yeah, it pays off immediately. Yeah. Oh, because touldin's gonna build trigger Stoneware here. Oh yeah, touldin has no food. That seems reasonable. And all he needs is 3 food for his old miser. So yep, that does seem reasonable. So yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe, washing your hands lots, staying isolated, not passing on any potential viruses. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting here by Wolfie. Master Cook, eh? Huh. I guess that plus Bookshelf will basically feed him next round. touldin gets his 6 clay. Well, the 3 wood came back, so I cannot complain about the 3 wood at all. That's what I wanted for my barrel maker. Feed 4, FF wood. So yeah, Family Growth plays Clay Roof, and then round 9 I pick up 4 wood, 4 clay, and I'm ready to double build, actually. Go up to 5 rooms, which would be crazy. And then the question would just be, can I get enough stone? Alexandria is rocking the seal. She's putting in work. Take a food. So I pay touldin a food to get a grain. Yeah, you didn't get what I said by take a food. You probably thought I was taking a food. Oh, 5 food total from the action space. I see. All right, so then we're forced to first action build here. Not that that's a problem at all. We go ahead and play clay roof. And then if the clay oven comes back, I should definitely build it. Oh, storybooks. Well, I think getting the clay roof out here is really good because it pressures the build a room action and it pressures the build a room action immediately. I'm ready to double build. I'm ready to build 2 rooms here. And I guess I have the sheep available to me, so I don't necessarily need the clay oven. Yeah, clay roof plus coal investor seems quite good. And getting as many wood grabs as I have. I have gotten a lot of wood grabs. Wolfie and Alexandria have not taken wood super aggressively. It's mostly been Touldin and I taking it. And unsurprisingly, we have the most... Oh, I can't play storybooks because I don't have a read. Good point, Sid. Good point. Alexandria is going to start player here. Do I want to predict Alexandria's family growth? I could. I could build a room here. I could build 2 rooms here. I could build 2 rooms. Oh, man. The upside is... Or, sorry, no, I wouldn't be protecting Alexandria. I'd be protecting Touldin. Would I grow earlier? I might grow 1 round earlier, but it's not worth protecting Touldin's... Yeah, it's not worth protecting Touldin's family growth. I definitely don't want to do that. 3 wood. 3 wood looks good. Oh, no. Oh, whoops. Actually, never mind. Never mind. We're good. I could take 3 sheep, but you know what? I just remembered that Touldin has Old Miser. So Touldin has enough food to feed already. So giving up this sheep grab is not as bad as it normally would be. Normally, if I was afraid of someone who's going up to 4 family members, I definitely cannot give them cooking hearth into the sheep action. But Touldin's got Old Miser. It doesn't need that much food as is. Almost as much food from fishing anyways. Yeah, true. True. Alexandria is in a bit of a risky spot. She really needs some way to eat grain when she family grows. I don't know if she has that or not. Second action, stone oven, yeah. Which is very risky, yeah, because stone oven might not be available. I might build the clay oven. Fishing would be 3 food for her, plus 2 grain. Yeah, because it's 2 food plus a food for me, plus 2 grain. Yeah, she could get fishing. That's possible. I think Boston is nice, but I think Alexandria has made worry about my food. If I if my sheep gets stolen, I'll build the clay oven, which I would rather not do because I'd rather keep the clay to build clay rooms. But yes, in round 11, my feeding would be a lot worse if the sheep got stolen. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to do it. Yeah, I've also got barrel maker. Yeah. Yeah, because I can build the clay ovens, so I'm not too upset. Wolfie really is slow playing clay because of his hill bandit. So I had a hill bandit game the other day that really performed nicely. Wolfie has only got 1 food, 1 clay out of it so far, so definitely not been good so far, but it will start to pay off a lot more. Here's Clay Delivery Man by Touldin. Oh, and I never showed Muddy Land as well. Actually, I didn't show a bunch of cards. Here's Muddy Land that Alexandria played. So she gets clay whenever she plows. So the thing about plows, the thing about miners, Alexandria is kind of, there's a bit of a trap with miners. And the trap is you want to play miners while you're doing something that you would want to do anyways. So if you already want to take wood and there's 3 wood available and you can start player to get 6 wood, you already wanted to take wood. So you've just played the miner doing something you already wanted to do. However, when Alexandria played Moldboard Plow in round 2, she was not doing something she already wanted to do. She was essentially using Moldboard Plow on start player to give her a plow action. However, that plow action also cost her all the wood that she had taken. So I don't like it. Alexandria plays Reed Pond on Family Growth. So the trap that people get into with miners, especially with miner plows when they want to plow early, is that they force out the plows too early. Whereas the advantage of playing stuff around the Family Growth queue, you already want to start player. You already want a Family Growth with miner. So yeah, I think with the cards that I've seen so far, Alexandria should have played them like now. Well, she could have grown earlier if she had played them earlier. Or if she had not focused on those cards, but focused on building a room. Now, the thing is, if everyone focuses on building a wood room and getting the first Family Growth, only one person can get the first Family Growth. So if you're competing with Wolfie and Wolfie beats you to it, then as Alexandria, you might be falling really late. Yeah, I don't know if she needed to play Boston in round 1, in stage 1. That's the thing. I get she had the Seal Trainer combo, and that's been kind of fun, but yeah, you need to get actions. Actions are really important. I need to build here. I'm having difficulties taking these 4 wood here. Touldin will build. Yeah, so if I build, then Touldin has to start player. No, he has Brushwood Roof. Brushwood Collector. He can start player. Touldin can start player. Or he can build. He has Brushwood Collector. Yeah, I think I will build because honestly, the other thing I want to do is take sheep, and nobody's taking my sheep, so I think I'll actually just build 2 rooms here. I can build 2 rooms and still have 7 wood left over. Whoops, I just took 2 food by accident. That fifth room is... We'll see. I have 2 fields down already, so if my stables come a little, or my fencing comes a little late, I'm not so worried because I can get solid crops going in the meanwhile. If I didn't have the fields, then I'd be more worried, but I'm feeling pretty good about how this game's going. I don't have any occupations that I want to play. Breeding sheep seems better. Breeding sheep does get my full bottom wig online. I don't know. The thing is, it's round 9, right? And yes, everyone needs wood, but I have barrel maker, and I still have the most wood in my supply. Oh, Alexandria built the basket maker's workshop instead of building the stone oven. Well, she did get major miner back. Round 3 for the 5th. Maybe. There's a chance that touldin doesn't build again. Touldin might not compete with me for the... Like, I might get 11-12, or I might get 10-12. Touldin with Rentkeeper might figure, you know what, I'm not going to compete. I'm just going to let other people do it. The other thing is touldin just played start player. So if touldin first action builds a family gross, if touldin first action grows, then I get like the first action. I get a good resource action, so I think it's okay. I guess I could fence here before I take the sheep. The problem is it turns off my barrel maker. Touldin has room to family growth. Wolfie's forgotten that Touldin has 4 rooms and 3 family members. So I would like for no one to take 3 wood, because then I would give touldin the choice between 6 wood and family growth, which would be nice. I would like for that to be the case. So touldin just took the 3 wood. Okay. Well, getting 4 wood would be pretty nice. 4 clay seems pretty good. 4 clay seems like it's exactly what I want at this point. Or I could reedstone food. 4 clay... No one's really prioritized taking clay that highly. I think I'll probably get a good clay. Yeah, Reno clay oven. That's what I was exactly gonna say. Thing is, I might get 4 clay back with my second action, and I could reedstone food here. And if I reedstone food, then maybe I can think about stone oven or the well. Oh, the cat wants to come into my room. She can't. She chews on my cables. She's not allowed. Yes, let's get the clay oven. Okay, let's be ready for clay oven, because yeah, fruit tart wants us to have an oven in play. I would like to play fruit tart, so all right, feed 6 plus FF wood. Ooh, oh wow, I'm feeling really good about that clay grab now, because Wolfie just took 3 clay. I was not expecting that at all. Wow. Reed is useless. I mean, I think I'm probably not playing full-bottomed wig. At least I'm not playing it for its effect. I might play it for the point. I probably am not getting its effect in play. Ooh, touldin just played Spinny. I'm feeling really good about this 4-wood action right now. Really good. Oh, man. And my barrel maker. Yeah, I'm in a really good spot. Touldin will build here, so clay oven into start player fruit tart for growth in 11. Um, yeah, that seems okay. Why does Wolfie have 4 people? Wolfie, oh, boarding school. The boarding school kid came home. Oh, boarding school. So that's what played Peon and Master Shepherd. Okay, I missed. I kind of. Wow, I was really confused about what was going on. Why did Wolfie play Master Shepherd? It was the start of round 9, right? Because he family growth in 6. Touldin's building another 2 rooms and 3 stables. What a madman. Well, the nice thing about getting that 6th room is you can grow again and Rent Keeper will still trigger for the rest of the game. Um, I think I'll start player boar breeding. Or I could Reedstone Food and then Reno Clay Oven. I don't really want to just build the clay oven, but there's a chance I lose the clay oven if I don't build it here. You know what? I could build the pottery if I lose the clay oven. I have a lot of food, so yes. I think I don't really want to compete. I don't want to do a lot of start players to get on family growth. Reno clay oven. No, I'm 1 clay short. I needed the reed. Yeah, and this gives me the option to Reno pottery. And if I get, maybe I get, if no one start players, Touldin first action builds, I probably get 3 stone next round. And then 3 stone either gets me my stone house, or it gets me the well, or if it gets me both, then I'm really happy. 5th room was worse than 2 stables, because the 2 stables would have let me hold an extra 2 sheep. Yeah. I mean, I could also fence 12 with this last move here. That's an option. Fence 12 since there's 2 cattle, 3 boar available. That's probably a really good move, actually. And especially considering the fact that I'm the only person who can eat the animals, and Touldin is the only other player with any desire to take the animals. Now, it looks like Wolfie will probably build some kind of fireplace or cooking hearth because he wants to accommodate the Master Shepherd sheep. But, I mean, even if Touldin takes family growth, and then I get the cattle, and then Wolfie gets the boar or whatever. Oh no, Alexandria is going to start player steel plow. Yeah, that's the other reason I don't like didn't want to focus too much on start player, because sometimes the other players are going to start player. So even with moldboard plow still available, moldboard a second. Just as a reminder. Yeah, I actually like fencing here. So if Touldin wants to hold animals, he has to give up on family growth to get it. And I think I fence big. Yes, I fence big, not small. I could fence 10, but fencing 10 doesn't seem very good. Yeah, fence 12 seems good. I could have fenced small. Thing about fencing small is that I have to get 4 more fields to fill up my farm, which seems unlikely. Two more plows seems pretty reasonable. So my barrel maker is done, but it did some good work. I mean, 6 wood, or sorry, 6 food and 3 wood, that's worth a card. Absolutely. Sometimes I talk about Fiddler and say, oh, Fiddler gets me that much. Fencing big is same points as small, but opens up a reno fence 3 for 2 more points. Yep. Yeah, I can go back and fence more later, for sure. Like right now on my farm, it's the same number of points. Yes, assuming that I don't get more than 4 fields. All right. Now we see why. Naturalist. Alexandria is going to yeah, get 2 guests next round. So she's going to probably first action plow and then get 2 guests. So she gets that action back plus an extra action. But yeah, she has very little food. Wolfie is correct. So she's probably better off taking food with her first action, but she has food on Seal Trainer. This is kind of fun. Thing is, the guests are 1 round only, and they don't actually give you points themselves. They only get you actions, which are points more indirectly. So yeah, Touldin or Wolfie, we expected to worst hill bandit of all time. Yeah. Yes, very unfortunate hill bandit. Especially with especially considering 3 of us had access to grain in stage 2. Yeah, the fact that no one's built an oven yet is kind of crazy. Alexandria definitely should have built an oven by this point. She definitely should have built an oven. She's been eating her grain raw. And she should have built a stone oven instead of that basket maker's workshop. That basket maker's workshop move was quite bad. She was thinking, I'm going to use the reed from reed pond, but do both. Get the stone oven first, then get the reed pond later. You have contractor, you can save the stone. Yeah. And then you have a ton of food, which you want to feed your family. Eight clay. So let's look at this move here. Four fields, 8 clay, pay 2 food, get 2 guests. What a move. Four eye, 8 clay, 2 guests. Crazy. And then Wolfie's going to start player turn rest plow. It is a fun game she set up, yes. But yeah, she doesn't have anywhere near as much. She doesn't have anywhere near enough food. Yes, I agree. So we're going to go ahead and take... Do we want 3 boar or do we want 2 cattle? I guess we want the 2 cattle. We have boar breeding, so the boar seem a little worse. And we might get the boar back even. So a question for me now is probably my next 2 moves are take animal again, and then Reno major improvement. The question is, am I building the clay oven or am I building the pottery? So the pros of the clay oven is it lets me bake a grain. However, I don't have that much grain on my farm. I might want to buy a second grain with Lorelei and then sow 2 grain for 6 food and then potentially bake after harvesting. Or... So yeah, so the pluses for building that's one of the pluses for building the pottery is that I might not have enough grain that I really want to be baking it to 5 food. Now, on the other hand, I'm going to get 1 more grain. Yes, I probably will this round because Alexandria wants the 4 food fishing plus the 6 grain. So yeah, that makes sense to me. Also, getting 6 grain makes eating raw grain much less bad. I have to apologize. Getting 6 grain makes it nowhere near as bad. So yeah, so it's pottery or clay oven, and then the upside of the pottery is that clay grubs are always really good for me because of clay roof. However, being costing 1 stone more for the pottery might be the difference on hitting a stone house. And that's a big change. Yeah, I think Alex will probably fish. I agree. She needs the food. Touldin just took 2 sheep. Okay, I will absolutely take 3 boar. You know what Barrel Maker does? Barrel Maker reminds you that wood is the best resource in the game, and that when you take a lot of wood and you have good efficient wood actions, you set up a winning farm. That's what that's the power of Barrel Maker. It says, "Stay focused, you idiot. Take the best thing. Wood is the best thing." Yeah, why did he take 2 sheep over boar? Maybe... I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe an improvement of some kind? Maybe he's got some miner that costs sheep? I really don't know. Or he's got a miner that gives boar. I don't know what that one would be. Maybe he thought that me taking 2 cattle over 3 boar was a signal that I don't want the 3 boar. So then he thought, I'll take the 2 sheep and then get the 3 boar back. Which is not what happened, but maybe. I don't actually think that's what he thought, but I'm just spitballing ideas here. We're brainstorming, guys. There's no bad ideas. So I'll pay a food for a grain. He doesn't want another animal grab if he doesn't have a cooking improvement. Yeah, so that maybe is the deciding factor. That there's this emotional damage that, oh man, if I take 3 boar here and I boar... Oh, here we go. Here's the answer. It's Ram Wrangler. Actually, we saw this. We should have remembered this card. Yes, this is the reason. It wasn't anything special. It was just a really solid card reason. Yeah, so I think I will clay oven here. And we'll bake one. Bake one, feed 6, breed our these things. Congrats, Wolfie. Oh man. This compared to my... Or not Hild... Yeah, same with Good Friend. Yeah, Wolfie does remember. Game is looking good despite the delay with growth. Well, that's the thing. I'm passing up on family growth, but I'm getting huge, ridiculous, huge action payoffs. Like, my actions are just so good. Like, okay, I'm not first action family growthing, but Touldin is taking start player, which is getting me 4 wood, 2 cattle, 3 boar. You know. Hillband is much better than Good Friend. Hey, you watch your mouth about talking about Good Friend. Actually, Good Friend would have been pretty good in this game. Wolfie played Clockwork Man. I guess the Reed hasn't come out yet. Yeah, no one's played a Reed Miner. I have storybooks. So you're saying where's storybooks? I guess no clay has come out either. It's really bookshelf and then the plows. But you've got 2 stone. 2 stone, 3 wood out of it. Yes, the Spinny coming out late was really good for me. It was really good for me. I think you're spamming a little too much, Nightbot. I need to slow you down. Problem is, I forgot the login for Nightbot when I reinstalled my... That was the big... You know what? I've been punished. I put off moving to like a password manager. Not a password manager. I've put off saving, like... You know how with Firefox or Chrome you can have an account and then they store your saved passwords and logins everywhere and everything. That was something I did not do. So then when I reinstalled Windows, it's like all my saved passwords are gone. So I'm having to do a lot of password resets, which is a pain. Actually, I have to call my one... I couldn't remember the password for my one credit card account. So I actually have to call them to get them to unlock my account because I can't get on. Fortunately, I know it has no balance on it. In fact, it has a positive balance because I got a refund from my flight to California that didn't happen. I got the refund onto that account, but I want to go on there and make sure it's processed, which I can't do because I locked myself out trying to guess what that password was. Yeah, between Coal Investor and Barrel Maker, I've gotten an extra 7 wood, and then I also just took wood really aggressively. So those two things are working out pretty well, I think. Then Alexandria plays Lumber. So it didn't go much farther. I was thinking maybe I should take that card, but Alexandria took it right after me. I guess that means that pack wasn't that good. If you're thinking, oh, I should take Lumber here. I mean, Lumber's fine. 3 wood is good, but it costs stone. Is this a large house game? It is now. I mean, is 5 rooms a large house? That's the question. If I get this stone with reasonable efficiency, I win? Yes. Yes, I agree. I mean, I probably have to take 2 stone twice, but it doesn't matter. I have enough actions to take 2 stone twice. I can even play Stroller for 2 stone. Actually, never mind. Stroller's only 1 stone. All right, so family growth, plow. Well, they didn't leave much left for me. I could start player fruit tart, but I don't really want to start player because what else am I gonna do? I could play storybooks. I could not play full bottomed wig. Storybooks would get me the sheep for full bottomed wig later, but then I'd have to eat other animals. I don't really want to eat my other animals. I think I will take Reedstone food here to start. Start player seems fine. It's start player nothing though, right? I don't really want to start player nothing. Like, I don't really want to... The thing is, I think I probably want to just fruit tart and boar breeding on family growth. I plow sow would be nice. Plow sow would be really nice. But I would also want to take grain, or I would want to take a probably vegetable before I plow sow. So that means this round would be start player, take vegetable, family growth, which I could do. But I think I probably want to take stone for. I want to take stone this round. Yeah, I think I probably want to take 2 stone this round. If I can monopolize the stone, then I can think about building the pottery, and the well is still available, which is kind of crazy. So then they're talking about Alexandria's like, how do I have a boar? It's like, oh, you probably accidentally pressed boar on your farm. She said, oh. Tilden said, oh, gives you boar and sheep. That's really good. I like that. Oh, man. Tilden takes 2 stone here? Maybe. Maybe takes 3 wood. Tilden takes 2 stone. Good prediction. Okay. Take vegetable? To upgrade his rent keeper? Oh, that's a good point. So we can start getting 2 wood per round. Hewer? Wolfie saying you wish he had Hewer. How does he afford both? Or you mean build the well in round 14? Yeah. 5-point upholstery, eh? That 5-point upholstery is offset by Old Miser somewhat. He's also got Apple Garden. So Apple Garden says ignore vegetable or ignore grain, one of the two. He's got 3-point ruins. He's got some solid points here. The one big thing that's missing is fences, of course. He needs a bunch of wood. Yeah, I think he's probably going to take wood for his rent keeper, I would think. Wants to get that fencing done as soon as possible because it lets him start taking other breeding pairs of animals. And this is like getting to become a point ceiling game where you just need everything you can get. You need every little bit of efficiency. Family growth and play fruit tart. He also has 2 clay and 2 more clay coming in from Delivery Man. And he's also got enough reed to do some extra upholstery. Well, I guess you can only do 1 more upholstery, eh? Is it or no, it's not limited by your number of rooms. Yes, it is limited by your number of rooms. Man, this card is very rarely played to its limit, but it actually does have a limit. Number of rooms you have. That's why. That's part of why cards like, oh, what's that boar card? That boar card that lets you turn a food into a point every time you eat a boar. Oh man, I can't think of it. But the fact that that card is unhooked from any farmyard condition is what makes it so good. Because like pelts, limited by the number of rooms. So if you do a 2-room strategy, pelts is not really that good. And then you look at something like prize squash, limited by the number of fields you have. Cured meat. Yeah, cured meat. That card is so good. Partially because it works in any game. Any strategy that eats boar can play it. Whereas cards like pelts, pelts with your cowboy and mother is not nearly as good as, there are other miners that do better. So the fact that cured meat is untethered from that is really, really very strong. Now, upholstery is quite expensive. Upholstery is quite expensive in that a reed for a point is actually fairly expensive. Like and it's not just a reed for a point. It's a reed for a point, and you have to have the reed when you're playing a minor improvement. So it's not like Basket Maker's Workshop, get 5 reed in round 14, 3 points. Like you can't compare it directly and say, oh, it's better than Basket Maker's Workshop conversion. No, because Basket Maker's Workshop, you can get all the reed with 1 action in round 14. Upholstery, you have to have the reed gradually throughout the game, and you have to be getting reed but not using it on building rooms. Which, how often is you want to do that? How often do you want to do that? Yeah, I like when cards have the farmyard limitation. I think that's a really good game design element. And so then cards that are uncoupled in that way, I think are not as interesting. And then the other thing too is, because we play with draft, cards that are going to be good for some players and less good for others, that's an important factor about who's going to pass stuff around, how strong certain strategies are, because some strategies can't take certain cards. So that's one of the reasons why I think Stonehouse strategies are getting really good. Wolfie's saying he's happy he didn't play his house steward. Oh man. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Also, Wolfie renoed, so touldin could not. Important to note. Did someone take 1 stone last round? Someone took 1 stone last round. Whoa. What? Wolfie did take 1 stone last round. That's crazy. Well, I don't need family growth, and honestly, I don't need any of the pairs of animals. I I would like to get the well. If I can't reno, I'd like to get the well, so I'd like to take stone here. But I think I should just do the safe play, which is plowing. Plowing is the safe play. Yeah, okay, so sorry, I was talking about the Stonehouse cards and then I got distracted. So the thing about the Stonehouse cards is that those cards are kind of an extreme case where building stone rooms is very rarely something that you can do. However, if you can, here are all your great payoffs. And what you do is you collect all the payoffs and then you get to do all the things. Then it got to its pinnacle in the card that I've complained about multiple times, that Shadow Keeper, Shadow Binder, whatever, where it was like literally have a 2 stone room house, and then it was like, oh, it wasn't even like be in a stone house, do X. It's just 2-room stone house. So Shadow Priest, yeah. I know I've complained about that card more than once. I don't need to keep bringing it up. I'm sorry. Alexandria Renos. Okay. Seems highly unlikely Alexandria will get enough stone. Nothing was worse than Contract Builder. Yes. Yes, Contract Builder was extremely strong. Although, interestingly, I don't think Contract Builder was that good with Stonehouse strategies. Because I think the big thing about Contract Builder, it was like grow early and then spend the rest of the game accumulating food. And then turn all your cattle, grain, vegetables, everything into food. Because it's going to be a higher rate of return for points in stone than it is in its own category. Which kind of, I think, warped the game. What are we doing here? I think we want to build the well. So I think I'm going to play lumber. But if I play lumber to get the wood, I need to get 2 stones somehow. Which I don't really have a way to do. Aside from taking 1 stone. And if I take 1 stone, I'm just like Wolfie. And I can't be like Wolfie. Just bugging you, man. I think we're down to like 1 point actions here. So I think we just sow. I think it's unlikely Touldin passes us plow sow, but if he does, we will certainly be able to take advantage of it. I might get plow sow next round. Yep, I might. Touldin built a 7th room? What? What? 7 rooms is crazy. Yeah. So the thing is, how do I do it? Like reedstone food, I would need to reedstone food and take wood. If I reedstone food and take wood, I can probably build the well next round. The question is, and if I don't get the well, I'll get 2 stone and then reno. So that would be really good. The intermediate actions though are really bad unless I get that payoff. So is it better for me to take, is it better for me to take 2 boar here, which would be 1 point? Or is it better for me to speculate on getting more points later? Yes, I will buy. I guess I also do need I just need a little bit of food, eh? Just a little bit. I could eat a boar and a cattle, but then I'm going to have to also eat a boar and a cattle next round. So maybe what I just do is take 2 boar here. Or sorry, not 2 boar, 2 cattle here. Yeah, the thing is, touldin didn't really want the cattle, but these two did. Thing is, I'm not afraid of these two. These two I don't think really have winning farms. I think it's touldin that I'm playing against. So I didn't take any points away from touldin with that move. Four clay for the pottery would be good. Yeah. Yes, I think the action and yeah, I think you're right, Sid, that the fourth action or the fifth action in round 14 will probably not be very good. I think you're absolutely right about that. So taking 4 clay does seem like a solid option. I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Thing about 4 clay is it's just the pottery. It's not even the pottery and a point. It's literally just the pottery. If I can get 5 clay. Yeah, I needed that one. Yeah, I did need that one extra wood. Yes. That would have been nice. Yeah, boar breeding doesn't seem like it matters very much to me. If I play lumber, I'm pressuring the fencing action. Is that good? Yeah, I might. You know what? If I play lumber here, I probably can use that action then, in that case. Yeah, I think this is okay. For food. So AO, which is 5 food. AO 4 food, feed 9. Yes, and that looks fine. Taking I probably will want to take vegetable or grain in the last round just because it'll trigger my fruit tart. Getting the bake is probably relevant. It's very likely relevant. And you know what? I might get 2 stone, Reno. That's very possible. Very possible. Is it likely? No. It's very possible. Yeah, plow, 2 stone, Reno. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And then for feeding, I can eat 3 cattle and let my boar breed. 3 cattle for 9 food, and then maybe eat 1 extra grain that I might have. Yep. Looks okay. I think touldin wants the pottery. Touldin has 9 stone. Touldin's gonna build a... Oh man, does touldin have half-timbered house? Oh man, if touldin had like half-timbered house or something, that would be amazing. That would be so amazing. Oh, it would trigger. He could use his upholstery again another time to get to 7. How many times have you seen upholstery at 6? Let alone he could get to 7. Oh man, this game's great. This game's been awesome. There have been some really cool stuff, really cool moves. Wolfie plays Night Bazaar. Oh no, he's taking stone. What a jerk. Alright, that tells me Wolfie is probably going to build the well. Because he's probably going to take 2 stone next round. That's a shame. Alright, no well for us. No well and no stone Reno is very unfortunate. Oh, he does plow so. We probably just plow. Plow seems fine. Plow's 2 points. Plow, fence, sow, and what? Question mark. Take vegetable. Yeah, I was just hoping. I was just being overly optimistic that I might get plow sow. Overly optimistic. Because his apple garden... Well, apple garden was an opportunity to trigger upholstery. That's what it was. So I got wood really easily, but getting the stone was bad. He has half-timbered house, yes. He might have half-timbered house. He might be setting up for a reno pottery. He might be setting up for a half-timbered house. But yes, if he has half-timbered house at 9 points, yes, that's definitely a game. I agree. It would be a cool one at that. It would be like the Red Keeper game that I tried to make work with Mansion that I never even got to stone in. This would actually be the correct form. Now, this is, to be fair, this is round 5 versus round 7. You know, that makes a big difference. Alex just took 2 stone. Okay, that means Alex can reno. Because a contractor. Mansion would be super cool if he had it. Yes, Alex can reno with 2 stone. Yep. Yep. Wolfie plays. Gluten-free baker. Hey, that's my card. I like this card. I think it's nice. But people don't like it. It's heavily downvoted, actually. Oh, we can't see the votes anymore. It was heavily downvoted. Part of the reason was people didn't like the... people didn't like the text. Because it was like, I said, well, people are like, oh, you can't convert grain into food. Well, baking bread by definition is grain into food. So how do we fix that problem? That was the big issue. It does seem to be undervalued. Yes. Because the fact that you get the grain, you keep the vegetable points and you get the food. What are we doing here? What was my second move? Sow, I guess? Sow bake? Should I bake the grain? I'm gonna eat 3 cattle. I'm gonna need 1 food. So don't bake. I can also bake later if I take grain or take vegetable. So those are options. Bake? If I don't think it matters. Baking can only save points. I don't agree, actually, because I'm capped on the number of animals I can hold. Well, I guess if I fence, then I can actually hold more animals. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if I do fence 3 more, then I do have room for five boar and 6 cattle. But I just don't see a world where I don't end up having to eat a bunch of animals. And if I'm gonna have to eat a bunch of animals, then it doesn't really matter. Wolfie asked if he had a G when he took Awk. That's why I always try to announce, because usually if I don't announce, I don't do it. Baking means not eating 2 cows. But it's a point. The grain's a point too, right? No one's able to fence, so my fence action is safe. So I think I'll take a vegetable here. 2 instead of 3. Yeah. I mean, I can bake because I'm going to go back and fence. But yeah, I think baking earlier didn't really matter. Yeah, it was just pottery for touldin, thankfully. How many points is she getting out of this? 8? That's pretty cool. Yeah, 8 points is nice. Because her farm is pretty ugly, but adding 8 points is handy. Do I take a 1-point grain now? 1-point grain? Oh, that doesn't sound very good. I'll fence and see what comes back. Maybe I can boar breed. It's for Alex? Yeah, not getting the 2 remaining plows. Yeah, 2 points, 1 extraction for 2 food. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it would have gotten her another 4 clay as well. Yeah. I think it's cool what she did. You can see there's cool stuff there. I'd probably be thinking if I'm plowing 8 fields and I have muddy land, I am probably thinking, how do I trigger muddy land with every single one? She might fish. Yeah, she might. She might. How many family members does she have? 4. So she needs another 5 food. She might just eat a reed and then 2 grain. Or eat a reed. No, she's just going to eat a reed and a boar. She doesn't need food, I don't think. She took 1 sheep instead of family growth. That's interesting. $37 final. Yeah, there's the makings of a neat game there by Alexandria. Um, this board is kind of ugly. So I need to feed 10. So I can eat a grain right now. Thing is, if I eat a grain, I still have to eat 2 other things. So I probably have to eat 2 animals, right? So I have to eat 2 animals. I can eat 2 cattle. Eats only 1 point. I think I can probably just take a grain. Take a grain and bake it. Yeah, so this is where taking a grain and baking it or not is equivalent. Yes, taking grain. Well, I'm wondering like if I could play boar breeding for a point. Boar breeding might be a point, but baking is cooler since 6 cattle is fun. All right, you've convinced me. Take G and bake. Feed 10. All right, 6 cattle is cool. You're right, Sid. So I have whatever I score plus 2. So it's going to be good, but probably not good enough to win. I'm missing some major improvement points. Yeah, 47. 47 is not bad, but touldin hit 50 something, 52 or whatever. 7 point upholstery, pretty good. 1 stone reno short. Yeah. Yeah. It was more than that, to be fair, but it was stone reno plus doing, yeah. Stone reno and doing other stuff. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. I did need to get to stone. Power of Rent Keeper. Yeah, yeah, Old Miser. Well, that's the thing. He just scored so many points, it didn't matter. Like, he scored a 7-point upholstery to counteract his Old Miser and still get him net positive points. Yeah, you just need, with Old Miser, you need a really high point ceiling. And to be fair, round 5 family growth was really important. Yeah, I think Miser's not as good if family growth is around 7. Uh, 3, 4, 2, 3, 9, 6. Let's take a look at my draft. So first pick Coal Investor over Master Cook. Man, this pack was pretty sad. This is a pretty sad opening pack. Then we took Botanist, which is similar power to Hill Bandit, but it's drafted a full position later. So Hill Bandit really underperformed this game, but it looks like it's a stronger card. I took Sugar Daddy here. I took a lot of meh. Barrel Maker at 3.3. I took like 4 3.1 drafted cards. 3.8, 3.5, 3.8, 3.1. I took 4 cards in a row that are usually drafted 3.1 to 7. Yeah, the Ox were pretty weak. Yeah. And Stroller, Meticulous Man, yeah. So I took Evening Prayer over Reed Pond. Reed Pond's a little stronger. I think Evening Prayer worked nicely, though. I was quite happy with how it worked out. Obviously, my stage 1 went pretty nicely. Then I got Lorelei here. Took Fruit Tart. Wolfie had quite good Ock payoff, yeah. Clay Roof here was really good. I have to look at touldin's draft. Touldin's draft seems... He passed me some stuff that I think I would have taken if I had a big Big house planned. So first pick Rent Keeper. All right. Makes sense. Highest card by power here. And he takes Clay Delivery Man. I guess none of the other cards really work with Rent Keeper at all, eh? Naturalist, Sugar Daddy, South Pole Explorer don't. And he takes Brushwood Collector. So I guess with Rent Keeper, you want to build rooms. You're spending your wood, not getting to Barrel Maker. Especially not in stage 1, because you're going for that round 3 build. Takes Tanner. Yeah, I guess the Ox were pretty weak. So yeah, what he passed was pretty reasonable. Stoneweir. Okay, he took Spinny over Clay Roof. That's kind of weird. I probably would have taken Clay Roof over Spinny. Hard to say. Obviously worked fantastically for him. Upholstery is definitely a card that's undervalued. Drafted 5th, power 2.7. We need to graph all the cards and put all the cards on a graph. And one axis is their power, one axis is their draft position. Because there's going to be a whole bunch of cards. So here's our graph. Power. This is hard. I clearly do not do this often. A, D, P. In general, it's going to look like this. In general, the highest power cards are drafted high, but there are going to be sub cards that are going to be like up here. Whoops. How does this... just want a dropper. Where's the dropper? Maybe it's in brush. Yeah, there's some... Oh, it's white. That's why. There's going to be some cards that are like here. So the overvalued cards are down here. Cards that are drafted high with low powers. And the undervalued cards are over here, which are the cards that drafted late with high power. I'd be really interested to just see a graphic of what all those cards are and if there's any commonalities to them, what they look like, everything. Clay Roof is a lot worse when you can just rent, keep, read. And when you can't get into play for the first room. That's a good point. Yep. That's a good point. Took Ruins. Again, I probably would have taken Storybooks here. So that was maybe a little spicy, but I don't know. There was more points. Storybooks, I guess, cost read, which you want to spend on building rooms. But on the other hand, maybe he figured he didn't have time to get a cooking implement. Maybe he figured he didn't need it, considering he had Old Miser. Yeah, he took Brushwood Collector. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, first pick House Steward. Sad. School Lunch Lady. Master Cook. Looks pretty solid overall. First pick Boarding School. Second pick Bulk Shelf. So it looks like Alexandria might have passed a couple cards that she probably should not have. Working Gloves. Power 3.4. What's going on here? Working Gloves. Power 3.4. I guess they're becoming, probably with draft 9, being able to spend resources instead of food can probably be pretty relevant. So Alexandria took Boston, and then took Miller. So Contractor here. Contractor is a trap card for sure. Hill Bandit would have been nice. She might have even been able to put a Cowboy and Mother game together. Writing Maniac or Child's like, well, exactly. It's particularly good with those cards, yeah. It's a particularly good combo there. And maybe that's why its power is high, because it's drafted so low. If you get a card like that, you're very likely to be able to pick it up. Naturalist Merit Candidate. So she took Steel Plow ahead of Bookshelf. Power 5.8. Wow. That's a lot. All right. That's going to be all for me for today. Yeah, that's going to be all for me for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. Bookshelf's power is a sign of slightly unhealthy meta. Ox spam is a bit too good. Yeah. Yeah, and if those stats include like draft 10 and stuff and G8 games and everything, like where the points are just getting higher and the power creep is continuing to improve or increase, yeah, I agree. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. I will stream tomorrow. Earlier than I started today. A couple hours earlier. So, yeah. We'll see you guys then. Have a good day.